Okay. Let me take the register first. Check who is here and who's not here.
Teacher, ben size... Nerede ya?
Yağmur is here.
Arkadaşlar şuradan.
Please don't change your name, okay? Don't change your name. Write your names and surnames. Wait, let me mute your microphones first. Okay, all right. Kerem is here. Elif Neva is here. Kıvanç is here. Mehmet Ata is here. Cemre is here. Who is Rıfat Genç? Beyza. Beyza is here. And then Umut is there. Guys, please turn on your cameras because some people turn off their cameras and they don't listen. So please turn on your cameras, please. Beyza is here. Elif Gonca is here. Where is Umut? Umut, please turn on your camera. Who is X-Pro something? Who is that? Beke, please. In the message I sent you guys, I said put your name and surname. The next time you change your name, I will remove you from the classroom. Arda is here. Who else did I miss? I think I got everyone. Okay, welcome to our lesson today. Today we are going to be talking about chores. Do you know what a chore is? What is a chore? Does anyone know what a chore is? If you know what a chore is, just put up your hand. Do you know what a chore is? C-H-O-R-E, chore. Do you know what a chore is? C-H-O-R-E. What's a chore? Do you know? No? No one knows? Good, Efe, good student. Okay, Kerem, do you want to answer? I don't know where he went. Do you know what a chore is?
What?
Do you know what a chore is? Chore. C-H-O-R-E.
C-H-O-R.
No one?
No.
Okay, I'll show. Okay, Efe found out. Yes, Efe, what's a chore?
Ev işi.
Yes, for example, can you give me an example of one chore in English? Can you the Turkish first repeat the Turkish meaning of chore?
Ev işi.
Give me an example.
Clean my room.
Yes, cleaning your room is a chore, okay? It's a chore that Efe does. So he cleans his room. This is a chore. All right, Estoa, what would you like to say?
Teacher, zevksiz hiç sıkıcı iş
olarak da geçiyor.
Sorry?
Zevksiz iş, sıkıcı iş olarak da geçiyor.
No, but Efes meaning, that's the one I'm talking about today in class, okay? That's the meaning we're using today. All right, anyone else? Okay, so we'll start with video or PowerPoint. No, let's start with the PowerPoint. So as I'm showing you the PowerPoint, make sure you have your notebooks, and I hope you're taking notes because I'll ask you questions. I hope you have your notebooks, and I hope you're taking notes. Your notebooks. I hope you're taking notes in your notebook. And you're going to listen to the PowerPoint. So I'm going to share my screen. Okay, so we're going to talk about house chores. House chores, okay? These are the jobs we do in the house, okay? There's some jobs that our mothers and fathers have to do, and there's some jobs in the house that we have to do. Like FS8, clean his room, okay? So maybe this is FS chore and not anyone else's chore. So this is what we're going to be looking at, okay? So the first slide, we are going to look at chores with the verb do. Now, which chores come with the verb do? For example, here we have a boy doing the dishes. Do the dishes. What is he doing? He is doing the dishes, okay? Not make the dishes, not, what else can we say? Not make the dishes, but do the dishes. We can say do the dishes, we can say wash the dishes, we can say clean the dishes. But most of the time we use do to talk about chores, about the dishes. So do the dishes. We also have a chore that you students always do, which is do homework. Do homework. There's another chore. When our clothes are dirty, our uniforms, school uniforms are dirty, we have to do the laundry. We put them in the machine and have them washed. This is doing the laundry. We also have a chore where we have to do exercises. In the morning with Ersin teacher, with Zeycan teacher, for example, you have to do exercises. So this is a chore for you. So these four chores are accompanied with the verb do. Do the dishes, do homework, do the laundry, do exercises. So now we will go to the next slide. So chores with make. Chores with make. Make the bed. Make the bed. So when we wake up in the morning, our bed is untidy. So for us to tidy it, we have to make our bed. So for some of us, like me, it is my chore to make my bed. I can't do my bed, no. I have to make the bed. Make the bed. Another chore is make a meal. A meal is food we eat, okay? Make food, make lunch, make breakfast, make dinner. Some of you have a chore to make breakfast, for example, those of you with younger sisters or brothers, or maybe your mother can say, can you please make your young sister a sandwich? Can you make her some milk with chocolate, for example? So we make a meal or make breakfast or make lunch. So these are some of the chores with make. Other chores that we can talk about is fold clothes. Fold clothes, okay? Fold clothes, okay? I am folding my clothes. What are you doing? I'm folding my clothes. He is folding his clothes. She is folding her clothes. Hang. Hang your clothes. After you finish the laundry, you finish washing it in the machine, you have to hang the clothes, okay? What is she doing? She's hanging her clothes. He is hanging his clothes. They're hanging their clothes. We are hanging our clothes. So hang my clothes. The other chore is iron. Iron, iron, iron, okay? So most of you are too young to do this. Most of the times our mothers and fathers or sisters do this job for us, do these chores for us. Iron my clothes. What are you doing? I'm ironing my clothes. Not iron, but ironing. Ironing my clothes. Iron my clothes. Another one is for you with pets in the house. If you have a dog in the house, if you have a cat in the house, if you have a hamster or a rabbit in the house, you feed the pets, you feed the rabbit, you give it food. Feed the pets, feed the cat, feed the dog, feed the hamster, okay? You give it food. The other chore is take out the trash. Sometimes in the evening at 5 o'clock after dinner, you put all the dirty things in a trash bag. Usually it's blue, sometimes it's black, and you take it outside, okay? So this is take out the trash. What is she doing? She is taking out the trash. She is taking out the trash, okay? All right, set the table, set the table, set the table. So sometimes before we eat lunch, breakfast, or dinner, you have to put the plates, the cups, the forks, the knives, you have to put them on the table. So this is what we call setting the table. What is he doing? He's setting the table. What is she doing? She's setting the table. What is he doing? He is setting the table. I am setting the table, okay? You are setting the table. Set the table is another chore, okay? All right, let's move to the next slide. Another chore is clean your room, clean my room, clean his room, clean her room, and also clean the kitchen or clean the living room, clean the bathroom, okay? So these are chores that come with the verb clean. And the last chore we're going to look at is practice, okay? Chores that come with the verb practice. What do you practice? You can practice an instrument, okay? For example, practice the piano, practice the guitar, practice the violin, okay? So for those who play instruments, you have a chore, you have a job to practice these instruments, okay? So this is what you're going to be doing. Now, before we go to the last slide, I want to ask a few questions. Okay, so I'm going to ask a question with how often. Remember, some time back we did grammar about how often, using adverbs of frequency like usually, sometimes, always, never, okay? We use these adverbs of frequency. So I will ask, how often do you make breakfast? I never make breakfast. I always make breakfast. I sometimes make breakfast. How often do you practice the piano? I always practice the piano. I never practice the piano. How often do you do the dishes? Do the dishes. I never do the dishes. How often do you set the table? I sometimes set the table. So I'm going to ask you some questions, okay, about this. Okay, I'll start with Eren, but there's something happening. Give me 1 minute, please. Okay. Yes, Eren, how often do you do your homework, Eren?
No teacher, ben yazı yazamadım çünkü anlaşılmadı.
Okay, I'll show it to you again. I'll show it to you again. 1 minute. So before we start the questions, let me show the slide again so Eren can write. So please look at the slide again, guys. Please carefully look at the slide. Just wait. Okay. Make sure you write them in your notebooks. So this is the first slide. Do the dishes, do homework, do the laundry, do exercises. The next one with make. Make the bed. Make breakfast, make lunch, make food, make a meal. Okay. We have other chores like fold my clothes, hang my clothes, iron my clothes, feed the pet, take out the trash, set the table. Just wait a minute, Umut Kerem. Okay. We're moving on to the next slide. Which is clean. Clean your room, clean the kitchen. These are also chores. And finally, we have the last chore, which is practice. Practice an instrument. Practice the piano, practice the guitar, practice the violin. And now I'm going to go back to the questioning part. But before we go there, Umut had something to say. Yes, Umut, I'm listening to you.
No, teacher, I am not safe. Wow.
Raise your hand. That's why.
Okay.
Okay, all right. So now I'm going to ask how often you do some chores. Yes, Doğa.
Teacher, son slide practice yazamadım. Tam olarak.
Practice the piano, practice the violin, practice the guitar. Practice.
Okay.
Yes, Eren?
Teacher, resimleriyle beraber mi?
Huh?
Resimleriyle beraber mi?
No, you don't have to draw. You're just taking notes. You don't have to draw.
Teacher,
If you want to draw, okay. But if you don't want to draw, it's okay.
iki resmi gösterebilir misiniz? İki resmi gösterebilir misiniz?
I don't understand what I'm going to show you. I don't understand.
İlk iki resim gösterebilir misiniz?
Can you show me the pictures? Can you show me the first two pictures? Speak English. Okay, now we're going to go back. And I wanted to ask some questions about how often you do some activities. So the question is, how often do you blah, blah, blah? Okay, how often do you play the piano, practice the piano? How often do you do the laundry? How often do you do your homework? Different ones, okay? So when you're speaking, I want you to change the sentences, not how often do you do homework? How often do you do homework? No. Try the other sentences. How often do you make the bed? How often do you set the table? I want you to change the sentences, okay? So I'm going to pick on two people to speak. I won't speak. I'll pick two people to speak to each other. So one of them is going to be Efe. Efe, can you please speak to Atta, Mehmet Atta? Just 1 minute. Okay, yes.
I always do the dishes.
You always do the dishes. Okay, but you're going to ask Mehmet Atta, how often do you, ask Mehmet Atta something. How often do you practice the piano? Then Mehmet Atta will say, I never practice the piano, okay? Make a dialogue between the two of you. How often do you blah, blah, blah? Yes? Yes, Efe, I'm waiting for you. Efe and Mehmet Ata. Guys, what are you waiting for? Why are you looking at me? Okay.
Clean your room.
The internet has a problem. Wait. Yes, again.
Efe, how do you often clean your room? Sorry. How often you clean your room?
Yes, Efe.
I always clean your room.
Clean my room. Now you're going to say my room. Yes.
Clean my room.
Thank you very much. Now I'm going to pick on Azra and Hamza. No, first I'm going to pick on Hamza and the internet has a problem, really. It's not working. One second, please. Okay, let's ask Umut and
Okay.
Azra. Yes, Umut and Azra. Can you ask each other about how often you do some chores?
Azra, how do you do?
How often do you?
How often do you do homework?
I always
I always do my homework.
not teacher. Ya araya başka bir şey katacaktım da o yüzden.
Okay, I always do my homework.
I always do my homework.
Okay, all right. Now, Azra, can you please ask Kıvanç a question? How often do you blah, blah, blah?
Kıvanç, how often do you do room?
How often do you practice the piano?
How often do you practice piano, Kıvanç?
I practice.
I always, I sometimes, I never. Which one?
I never times a piano.
You never practice the piano. I never practice the piano. Okay. Now, Kıvanç, I want you to ask Berke something. How often do you?
How often do you practice good guitar?
Guitar, the guitar.
I never practice the guitar.
Okay, he never practices the guitar. Okay, so 1 minute, Berke. Berke, please ask Hamza a question.
Okay. Hamza,
Wait, Hamza, I can't unmute him right now. Yes.
how often often you do the dishes?
Hamza, how often do you do the dishes? I sometimes do the dishes. I never do the dishes. I always do the dishes. What is it?
Buna kaldı.
I always do dishes.
You always do the dishes. Wow. Okay. All right, Hamza, can you please ask Elif Neva a question? Wait, Hamza. How often do you blah, blah, blah? Yes.
How often do you make the bed?
Good.
I always make the bed.
You always make the bed. Okay, one more person and then we'll go on. One more person. Elif Neva, please ask Beyza.
Me? Elif ne var?
Teacher kime soracağım? Anlamadım.
Asking Beyza.
Beyza.
Yes.
How often do make the swim?
How
Swim?
often do you swim?
Swim?
I never swim.
Okay, ask about chores, Elif Neva. Chores, make the bed, set the table, chores. Housework.
Beyza, how often
Do
do you make the bed?
I always make the bed.
Okay. All right, guys. Now we're going to look at the last part of the slide, which is about have to and has to. Now, in English, have to and has to means in Turkish zorunluluk. For example, I have to make breakfast. I have to. Okay, because it's my duty, it's my job, so I have to, okay? Have to, has to. Okay, so let's look at the slide, please. Just wait, Efe. Let's finish this and I can answer your question. Okay, so the last slide will talk about have to and has to. In Turkish, it means zorunluluk, okay? So, how do we use have to and has to? In positive sentences, I have to do the dishes. Yani bulaşıkları yapmak zorundayım. I have to do the dishes. Now, we use have to for I, you, we, and they. We use have to. But for he, she, and it, we use has to. For example, look at these positive sentences. I have to do the dishes. I. So because there's I, we have to use have to, not has to. But the second sentence, she. So because there's she, automatically we have to use has to. She has to clean her room. She has to clean her room, okay? So after the pronoun I, you, he, she, it, we have has to or have to, and then the chore, okay? So we start with the pronoun. Pronoun means I, you, he, she, it, they, we. And then after the pronoun, we add have to or has to, and then the chore, clean her room, do the dishes, okay? So these are positive sentences. So let's look at the negative sentences. For the negative sentences, after the pronoun I, you, he, she, it, we, they, we add don't or doesn't, okay? So if it's I, we use don't, I don't. If it's you, we use don't, you don't. If it's she doesn't. If it's he doesn't. If it's we, they don't, we don't, okay? So these are negative sentences. I don't have to make the bed. We don't have to do the laundry. she doesn't have to do the dishes. These are negative sentences. With negative sentences, we use don't and doesn't after the pronoun. After I, you, he, she, it, they, we. We use don't or doesn't. Now let's look at questions. How can we answer questions? Questions. Does he have to practice the piano? Yes, he does. No, he doesn't. So if you're using he, she, or it, you will use does. You will start with does and then use he, she, or it, then have to or has to, and have to, and then the chore, okay? Does he have to practice the piano? These are questions. Yes, he does. Do I have to take out the trash? No, you don't. So if it's he, she, it, does. If it's I, you, we, they, we use do. Okay, so these are positive, negative, and question sentences. Can you please quickly do this in your notebook? I'm giving you a few minutes. I hope you have been writing. I'm giving you 2 minutes to finish this. You can even write just one sentence. No, two. Write 2 sentences because you wouldn't know which one you have to use with has to, which one you have to use have to. So I would like you to write 2 sentences maximum. All right. Now, before we watch a video, I want to ask some questions about have to and has to. For example, if I ask you, do you have to practice the piano? No, I don't. Okay? Or maybe let's watch the video first. Okay? Did you finish writing, by the way? Okay, I'll show you for 1 more minute. I'll show you the slide for 1 more minute. Okay, now I'm going to show you a video, but before, yes, Doa, we have 5 minutes, so we have to be quick. Yes, Doa.
Ben hepsini getirdim oraya. Oradakileri deftere.
What?
Hepsini getirdim.
I have finished. You know that in English, I have finished.
I have finished.
Okay. Okay, now we're going to watch a video about chores, okay? We're going to watch a video about chores that children do in different parts of the world. So children in China, children in Kenya, children in India, what chores do they have to do every day is a video you're going to watch now.
Children all around the world help out at home. There's always work to do. Some children help keep things clean. This boy takes out the garbage every day. Sometimes he cleans the kitchen with his brother. This girl washes her family's clothes in a river next to their home. Then she hangs them up to dry. What a big help! This girl vacuums the living room on Saturdays. These children also help out at home. They help their mother set the table for dinner. Some children help take care of animals. This boy feeds, exercises, and walks the dog every day. This boy helps his father herd the sheep. He moves them all together from one place to another. Some families have to travel to find water. These children fill buckets with water. Then they carry the water home. It's hard work. It's hard work to take care of a farm, too. Everybody in the family has to help out. These brothers help plow the field. Family members help keep gardens healthy. Gardens need water and nutrition from the soil. Family members are happy to help out. What do you do to help out at home? Children all around the world help out.
Okay. So we only have 3 minutes left, and in these 3 minutes, I just want to ask one person to give me some example sentences. For example, I have to make my bed. I have to make food. I have to clean the kitchen. I have to do the laundry. Can one person tell me 4 sentences using have to, I have to, blah, blah, blah? Yes, let's go with Mehmet Ata, and then we'll say goodbye. Yes, Mehmet Ata. Wait. What's wrong with this computer? Yes.
I have to fold my clothes. I have to hang my clothes. And I have to clean my room.
Okay.
And I have to make a lunch.
You have to make
Help my mother.
Okay, all right, that's good. Okay, we only have 2 minutes left. So guys, listen, your homework is your Big Thinker books, page 26. Big Thinker books, page 26. Big Thinker books, page 26. Page 27, page 26, page 27, and page 28. 26, 27, and 28. Okay, before we say goodbye, does anyone want to sing a song? Does anyone want to sing a song? Who wants to sing a song? Kıvanç, do you want to sing a song? Cemre? Kıvanç doesn't want to sing a song. Who wants to sing a song? No one. No one? This is bad. Okay, Kıvanç, you said you want to sing? Okay, Kıvanç. Before we cut off, yes, Kıvanç, start to sing. English song, but an English song.
Very nice song. Baby shark, baby shark, baby shark, baby shark. Daddy shark, daddy shark, daddy shark, daddy shark. Mommy shark, mommy shark, mommy shark, mommy shark. Grandma shark, grandma shark,